Hello FPL managers and welcome to our Game Week 4 preview. Let's start with top 4 lessons learned from Game Week 3. First lesson, West Ham aren't to be written off. The Hammers have been largely tipped as relegation candidates this season. However, to the surprise of everyone, the London side demolished a strong Wolves side by 4 goals to nil. What does this mean for FPL? It means there's potential for some differential picks on their side. Jared Bowen headlined the victory, returning 15 points for his mere 1% of owners. Thomas Soucek also demonstrated his attacking danger yet again. West Ham created 12 chances in the game and had 15 shots in total. That being said, a tough run of fixtures awaits, with Leicester, Spurs and Manchester City in their next 3 fixtures. Lesson 2. Aston Villa proving to be defensively sound. Another surprise to kick off this season is Aston Villa, who remain the only team yet to concede a goal. This raises the appeal of newly signed goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez, who already got his first price rise after consecutive clean sheets in his new colours. Another asset growing in popularity is Tyrone Mings, who has returned back-to-back double-digit hauls for his owners after his assist in Game Week 2 and goal in Game Week 3. He currently ranks second for overall defender points, only behind Leicester's Castagna. Villa do however face the ultimate test next week against Liverpool, as their perfect record might be at risk. Lesson 3. A new Poké Party candidate emerges. Every year the FPL community learns to love those value players who treat their owners to generous returns at a healthy rate, and this year it just might be Patrick Bamford. The Englishman has now netted in all 3 of his appearances in the league this season, thanks to his winner against Sheffield United this week. Leeds are proving very capable of finding the back of the net, having scored 8 goals already, only behind Liverpool 9 and Leicester 12. Bamford took 4 shots during the game and for the first time this season played the entire 90 minutes without being substituted. He faces Manchester City's defense next week, which will surely be rattled after their 5-goal destruction courtesy of Leicester. Lesson 4. Arsenal struggling in attack. The Gunners sank to a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Liverpool this week, but the underlying statistics are a worry for the side. No team took less shots than Arsenal in the league this week, with only 4 attempted and 3 on target, recorded during the match. They also had the least chances created in the league. In Game Week 2, opponents West Ham doubled Arsenal's 7 shots taken. This will likely concern Aubameyang's owners, as he didn't record a single shot against Liverpool. This obviously could be put down to a very strong Liverpool defense. However, there will need to be improvement if Arsenal wish to assert themselves at the top of the ladder. Moving on to clean sheets odds. Arsenal, Leicester and Man City have the highest clean sheets odds for Game Week 4. Feel free to pause the video and take a look at all the clean sheets odds for each team. Team stats and tips. Stat 1. Brighton last 6 away matches. Brighton have been solid on their road trips since Premier League's restart, keeping 4 clean sheets in their last 6 away games, scoring 7 goals and conceding just twice over the same period. In fact, Brighton are now a completely different side than the team they used to be last season, and with the current form of the likes of Lamptey, Trossard and Maupay, I am expecting a tough game next weekend for Carlo Ancelotti's Everton, even if the Toffees are flying high this season. So my advice to you is not to captain Everton players and to field Brighton defenders. Stat 2. Sheffield United last 7 away matches. Despite having an incredible form since the start of last season until just before COVID-19 hit, Sheffield United were disastrous away from home with 5 losses and 2 draws in their last 7 road trips, conceding 13 goals and failing to score on 5 matches over the same period. So, for now, avoiding Sheffield players might not be enough, but we should also target teams facing them. Sheffield is the only team yet to find the back of the net since the start of the season, with no other team having registered fewer shots nor created fewer chances than Sheffield in the opening 3 game weeks, which may be good news for Arsenal defensive assets owners and other managers willing to invest in Mikel Arteta's troop, as we believe a clean sheet is very likely for Arsenal in this one. Stat 3. Aston Villa last 3 home matches. Aston Villa have kept their 100% record since the start of the season, getting 6 points from 2 matches with the game still in hand. The Villains have been defensively solid on home turf recently, keeping 3 clean sheets on their last 3 home games. Up next for Dean Smith's side is a tough game versus champions Liverpool, though the Reds have always suffered at Villa Park across their last 13 visits. Liverpool scored +2 goals in a single occasion, so my advice to you not to captain a Liverpool player in this one. To the next segment, top 4 players picks. Starting with Riyad Mahrez from Man City. He scored a goal and assisted another last game week. His spot in the starting lineup seems to be safe with injuries to Sergio Aguero and Gabriel Jesus. During that game he has attempted 3 shots, including 1 on target that resulted in the goal from outside the box, as well as delivering 3 key passes. In addition to his potential from open play, he now has a fair share of set piece duties, such as the assist he provided from a corner kick. Opponents Leeds United have conceded a minimum of 3 goals in 66% of their games played so far. Harvey Barnes from Leicester, averaging 6 points per game week until now, he plays further advanced up the pitch and close to striker Jamie Vardy, a potential out-of-position benefit for fantasy football returns. This tendency to attack encouraged him to become more involved up front, with 12 shots including 7 on target and 3 attempted assists. That's one of the best attacking records in the league for a midfielder as of now. A favourable upcoming schedule with 2 consecutive home games against West Ham and Aston Villa, as well as travel to defensively leaky Leeds, all among the next 4 fixtures. Game week opponents West Ham were defensively one of the worst sides away from home last season, conceding more big chances than every other team, a weakness that Harvey Barnes has then exploited with a goal and an assist to his name in this fixture. Our next 2 picks could be good replacements for Werner if you're selling him. Raul Jimenez from the Wolves. Having attempted 10 shots in the opening 3 ties, he has managed to find the net twice, which accounts for 50% of his total shots on target, highlighting an efficiency with his shots. His figures of expected goals should increase thanks to his 100% penalty record in the Premier League. His next run of fixtures is easily the best in the league from a striker's perspective, with 3 home games and a travel to face Leeds United in between. All these 4 opponents combined kept just 3 clean sheets out of possible 12. Game week opponents Fulham conceded 10 goals, 8 big chances and 18 shots on target until this moment. They sit in the bottom 3 rankings for all these metrics. Danny Ings from Southampton. Another prolific striker, Danny Ings scored 3 goals in his opening 3 games with a very respectable conversion rate, since those 3 strikes account for half of his total shots and 60% of his shots on target. Another boost that favors his selection is mirrored by penalty duties, since he seems to have taken this responsibility of teammate James Ward-Prowse and should see an increase in his goals scored as a result. Similar to previous mentions, he is also another pick for the long term, with 3 of his next 5 fixtures played at home and an away tie against Chelsea that tends to shape goals as well. Game week opponents West Bromwich hold arguably the worst defensive record in the league, sitting at the deep bottom for goals conceded 20, big chances conceded and shots in the box conceded 52, an interestingly appealing record for any striker, let alone the lethal Danny Ings in particular. Now it's time for our recommended captain picks. Vardy vs West Ham home. Hoping that Leicester won't stop getting penalties. If you captained him versus Leicester and you're afraid to captain him again this game week, we assure you that he should have gotten at least 2 assists if his teammates didn't fail him. Lastly, Oba versus Sheffield. Oba may not be in his best form, but if you still own him, this is the best opportunity to get some points against an out of form and full of injured players, which is Sheffield. Before I leave you, let's give some private tips to managers in our Facebook group. First manager, Floco Bulldogo. If you're going for 2 Everton players, then you're better off with James and Calvert-Lewin. I also hope you're not really gonna captain Zaha when you've got Oba. Next manager is Emenike Essien. I like that you've got Rashford, he's a good differential right now with just 6% ownership. However, I would personally prefer Robertson and Martinez over Gabriel and Pickford. Lastly, Jonathan Friedland. I think your team could use at least 5 changes. Traore, Towson, St. Maxim, Gabriel and Pickford should all go in my opinion. Vardy and Jimenez in the front and Mane and De Bruyne in midfield are great, but I think you need a 3rd premium midfielder like Son or Havertz, so consider using a wildcard after Game Week 4. We have come to the end of our preview for Game Week 4. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, visit our Facebook, Twitter and website for daily tips and updates. Thank you for watching, good luck and peace!